Good morning to everyone. Hope you are ready for the class. Let's quickly revise what we have discussed in the previous few classes when we have begun with this chapter, elements, compounds, and mixtures. Okay, we started with what are elements, and you have learned that elements are substances which cannot be broken down into much more simpler substances. Okay, they cannot be broken down by any chemical means. Then we have discussed about the broad classification of elements, and you have learned that elements are classified as metals and non-metals. We have also discussed about the characteristics of the metals and non-metals in detail. We have discussed that metals are lustrous, non-metals are non-lustrous, no shining property. Then metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Non-metals are not good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals, they can be drawn into sheets. It can be drawn into wire and it can be beaten into sheets. But the non-metals cannot be beaten into sheets or drawn into wires because they are brittle in nature. And the metals are hard in nature. Okay, compared to non-metals, the metals are hard in nature. Then metals, when they are struck to a hard surface, they produce a particular sound called metallic clink. Am I audible to everyone? All right. So the non-metals do not produce any sound as such. Then we have discussed about how we can represent an element, but how the elements are represented. So we have discussed that elements can be represented through their symbols. Okay, all the elements, they are assigned with certain symbols. There are certain criteria on the basis of which J.J. Berzelius, he has assigned the symbols for the elements, and on the basis of that, the symbols are there for the elements. Okay, so we have discussed about a group of elements, and you were asked to learn about the symbols of some of the common elements. In the table number 3.1 in your book, it is given. Okay, so you are asked to learn it. Okay, I hope you have already learned it. Then we have discussed about compounds. Compounds are the substances which can split into simpler substances. Why they can split into simpler substances? Because these compounds are made up of two or more different kinds of substances which are combined in fixed proportion, and this breaking down can take place only by applying chemical means. Okay, so we have discussed a few examples also, like formation of carbon dioxide, formation of water, or formation of lead iodide or iron sulfide. I have shown you in the module. Then in the last class, we were discussing about the atoms and molecules. So you have learned the atoms are the smallest particles or the smallest part of an element that takes part in a chemical reaction. But the atoms, they cannot exist independently. Single atom cannot exist independently except the noble gas elements. Okay, so what do these atoms do? They combine with other atoms. The other atom can be of the same kind or it may be of different kind. Okay, so they combine with other atoms and become stable. They become independent. So what is formed when they combine with other atoms of maybe same kind or different kind? They form the molecules. Okay, so molecules are also considered to be the smallest part or particle of an element or a compound that can exist independently. When we talk about atom, it cannot exist independently. Then we have discussed about how an atom is represented. So as you know, the atom is represented through its symbol. Likewise, the compounds or the molecules of different atoms, they are also represented. And there we don't just say that it is represented through the symbols only, but we say that the representation of a compound is through its formula. All right, so this is all that we have studied in the previous class. And one more thing, that is elements and compounds are considered to be pure substances. Why do we consider them pure substances? Because a pure substance is a one that cannot be split into simpler substance by applying any physical means. Only in case of compounds, it is the chemical means which is applied, and then it can be broken down. All right. So today we are going to discuss about mixtures. What are mixtures? Mixtures are something different from compounds. Okay. Mixtures can be made with these elements, with a combination of these elements and compounds also. Okay. So these elements and compounds, when they are put together, but there is no reaction taking place between these substances which are put together, then that group of constituents can be called as mixtures. Okay, it can be called as mixtures. Another thing, that the mixtures can be separated, and it can be separated by physical means like filtration, sublimation, distillation. All these processes we are going to learn ahead when we'll be discussing about the methods for separating the different components of a mixture. Okay, but before starting with that, let me tell you that pure substances make up mixtures, and these pure substances which make up mixtures are called as components. What are they called? We call them components or constituents. Okay, what are they called? They are called as components or constituents. What are components or constituents? The pure substances that make up a mixture. Okay, now the pure substances are rarely found on their own in nature. Generally, we find the pure substances mixed in with other substances. So in the mixture form, we find them in nature. All right. For example, the very common example from the atmosphere is air. Okay. Air is a mixture of gases. It is present in nature. Yes or no? And it has different constituents, different components present in them. What are those components? And there are many more substances present. Okay, like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, dust particles. Now I can write these formulas and the symbols, isn't it? Now you are able to understand what Miss has written. CO2 is carbon dioxide, a compound. O2, oxygen. N2, nitrogen. H2O, water. N2, nitrogen. Okay, so this is representing the element and the compound. All right. Now, so in the air, there are different components present, and all these components we find in the air. And other than this, ordinary water is a mixture of calcium and magnesium salts. It's not only H2O which is present in water, but with water, there is presence of calcium and magnesium salts also. Okay. These salts are present in the water, and it is along with some air dissolved in water. Okay, it's not only that water is simple H2O only, but with H2O there is presence of magnesium and calcium salts, and also there is presence of some gases. Okay, this can be tested also when we take water and put it in pan and we heat it. If you have ever observed, if not observed, you can ask your mother to show you this activity at home. You will find that bubbles come up when water starts boiling. So actually, what is that? What is that bubble? From where is it coming? It is actually the dissolved air which is present, dissolved gas which is present in the water. All right. So you see, water is not only water. It's not only a compound water, but it is a mixture of certain other things. But here, the different other things which are present, they do not mix with each other. All right. So is it clear? What is a mixture? Then there are a few more examples given in your book, and that is seawater. Seawater, you have learned from the very beginning that it is salty in nature. It is saline in nature. Okay. Why it is saline in nature? Because there are a large number of salts which are present in water, including common salt. The salt which we use as the flavoring agent, that is also present in the seawater. Okay. And it's not that only the common salt is present in the seawater, but there are many other salts. A large number of salts are present in seawater. Other than this, all soils, they are made up by weathering of rocks. So definitely there are minerals present. So there are a variety of substances present in the soil. And this is why plant is able to grow in the soil, because it gets whatever is required from the soil. Unless and until the soil becomes deficient of all the nutrients, the plant grows, isn't it? Why it is able to grow? Because this soil is made from weathering of the rocks. बड़े बड़े पत्थर के टुकड़ों के टूटने से soil particles बनते हैं, and they accumulate as soil. Okay, so these rocks contain minerals. All right, so the minerals are present in the soil. Okay, so that can also be called as a mixture, because it contains a variety of substances. Other than this, the plants and animals are mixtures of a variety of substance. Plants and animals are made up of mixtures of very complicated substances. Okay, we are not going to discuss in detail what are we made up of or what are animals made up of, but you just need to know that the substance which make us, that is very, very complicated. You will be studying it in higher classes. All right. Then all the things that we eat, whether it is raw or cooked, they are also considered to be mixtures of large number of substances, isn't it? The food which we eat, if I take the common food which we eat during the daytime, the lunch time, it's rice, pulses, vegetables, salad, maybe curd with it, or maybe pickle with it. So it is mixture of different substances. And what do we get from that? We get carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. So you see, there are so many substances which are present in the food that we take. So can we call it as a mixture? Yes, we can call it as a mixture, because there is no chemical combination which is taking place. Each substance has its own property. Okay, when we talk about mixture, each component has its own property. Okay, then man has also made many mixtures. These all what we were discussing till now, these are the naturally occurring substances. These are the naturally occurring mixtures. Now we are going to discuss about the mixtures which are made by man. Okay, these are more useful than the pure substances. For example, alloys. What are alloys? Different metals and non-metals, they are mixed together. They are melted first. Melted means usko pigla ke, and they are mixed together to make it more durable. The steel plates which we use in our house, in which the food is served, every day we use the steel plates only, isn't it? It's not that we are using crockery. शीशे की प्लेट में या फिर बोन चाइना की प्लेट में हम रोज खाना नहीं खाते हैं. We eat in steel plates. Okay, It's common in most of the houses. Okay, so this steel is actually the stainless steel, and this stainless steel is not a single pure substance. It is not one element that has made that steel. The steel is made by the combination of different metals and non-metals together. Different proportion is taken and it is put together and a mixture is made, and this mixture is called as an alloy. Okay, so you see the man-made mixture is much more useful than the one which occurs naturally. For example, if we use iron plate every day, what will happen? अगर हम लोहे की प्लेट में रोज खाना खाएं, what will happen? Yes, Lavanya?
Some iron particles will go in our stomach.
Okay, other than this? Yes, Aradhya?
Miss, if it will get water, that means it will, in the presence of water and oxygen, it will get rusted. And if we eat on the rusted, then it will cause.
Thank you, Aradhya. I wanted that answer only. Okay, so you know that iron, when it is exposed to water and oxygen, it starts rusting. So if we are using these iron plates every day, what will happen? There is chance that the plate will start rusting and it will get spoiled within days. But the steel plates which we use it for years. And to your surprise, let me tell you that the stainless steel plates which we use, it has the content of iron present in it, but still it doesn't rust. Something more durable, something more innovative is made, something more useful is made by man by mixing the different pure substances together. So you see, man has made much more useful thing than the things which occur in nature. Okay, so what is an alloy? Alloy is a material prepared by fusing a metal with other metal or non-metal, and after fusing it with a metal or a non-metal, it is cooled down and then it is used to make different things. Okay, fusing means mixing. For example, you can see here jewelry. Jewelry of gold is alloyed with copper. The gold jewelry the ladies wear is not pure gold. With pure gold, the jewelry which will be made will be very soft compared to the one which is alloyed. Okay, and the designs which we see in the jewelries cannot be made in the pure gold. All right, so this is why what is done, the gold is mixed with either copper or silver and it is alloyed, and after that it is used for making jewelries. Then steel, you see here, you can mark it in the book, page number 30, because this can be asked as objective type of question. So let me make one more thing very clear to you. Just don't depend on the exercise questions given at the back of the chapter. Okay? Only those questions will not be asked in the exam. The complete chapter, whatever content is present from in between, anything can be asked. Okay, so you see here the example is given. Jewelry is made up of gold and gold is an alloy. Gold is alloyed by mixing either copper or silver. Please mark that line. Just below that, there is steel, an alloy of iron, carbon, and manganese. So you see, there are three components which are mixed together, and these three components are making stainless steel. Okay, then cement. Cement is another example. Cement is a mixture of compounds like calcium and magnesium, and it is much more useful than its original components. Okay, calcium and aluminium, when we see its properties and characteristics separately, it is comparatively different, but when it is mixed together, it is made into something more stronger and more useful. Other than this, we have so many other things which we use in our day-to-day lives, like medicines, soaps, detergents, fertilizers, pesticides. All these substances are not made up of one pure substance. It is a mixture of different substances put together to make it more useful. Okay, now let's see the characteristics of a mixture. The first characteristic says that the components of a mixture may be present in any proportion. There is no fixed proportion for any of the component. I'll take the example, a very common example of air. You are learning about air from, I think, 3rd or 4th class. And you know that there are many different components present in it. So you see here, there are different components present. We say, and we are learning from, I think, 3rd or 4th, that nitrogen that is present in the air is about 78%. It's not fixed. It varies from place to place. Oxygen is 21%. This amount is also not fixed. It is varying. Carbon dioxide is 0.03%. Water vapor, there is no fixed amount. It varies from place to place. It depends upon the temperature and the climate of a place. So you see, for all these components which are present in the mixture, the proportion is not fixed. Another example that you can do as an activity at home also, a sugar solution. Okay, a spoonful per cup, and just take a sugar solution that may contain 1 spoonful of 1 spoon. It is put in a cup of water. It is mixed into it. In another cup, you take 2 spoons of sugar and mix it. Okay, both of them will taste sweet. Both are mixtures, but you see, the proportion is not fixed, isn't it? Anshika, you are busy with something else. Okay, then another example is any amount of honey can be mixed with sugar water. The mixture, we will call it as honey sugar water mixture. Either you add a spoon of sugar, a spoon of honey, or 2 spoons of honey, or maybe a bottle of honey. It will be called as honey sugar water mixture. The proportion is not fixed. But when we talk about a compound, when we talk about water, its proportion is fixed. 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. That will only make water a compound. All right. If the proportion varies, there will be formation of something else. All right. Then the second property is the components of a mixture coexist without chemically reacting with one another. Okay, so here example is given. Hydrogen mixes with oxygen without reacting with it. We have already discussed about this example in the previous classes, where hydrogen gas was put in a jar, oxygen gas was put in a jar, and it was tried to be we tried to mix it with each other, but it did not mix as the water is formed. Okay, it mixes, that means the molecular space, the space that is present between the molecules, only in that gap the molecules can move. Other than this, there is no formation of water till the time the complete content is kindled. Okay, till the time the complete content is heated, there is no formation of water. So you see, the different components of a mixture, they exist, they coexist without chemically reacting with one another. Okay, and also the water which is formed can be broken down. How it can be broken down? With an electric spark. Similarly, soil does not react with water when they mix to form sand, when they mix to form mud. So there also it is present as a mixture, and the proportion is also not fixed. Then the different components of a mixture retain their properties. Retain their properties in the sense, sugar solution will be sweet and watery. That means the sugar will have the taste of sweetness, water will have no taste. Okay, but when they are put together, they give that sweet taste. And when we heat this complete content again, what will happen? The water will evaporate and sugar content, not as the crystal as it was in the beginning, but in the powdered form, will remain in the container. So you see, when it is the different components are present in a mixture form, it can be separated by applying physical means. All right, it can be separated by applying physical means. So here the physical means applied is evaporation. The example which I gave just now, sugar solution is being heated. So water will evaporate and the content of the sugar will remain. Then another property is the components of a mixture can be separated only by physical means. For example, soil and water. The soil and water, when they are mixed together, can we separate the soil from the water? Yes or no? Yes, one method is when the soil particles are heavy and we will put in water, the heavier particles will settle down at the base. Okay, lighter particles will remain in the water. So one method is we will pour down the liquid which is in the top layer without disturbing the lower layer. Okay, so this method is called as sedimentation and decantation. Okay, then if lighter particles remain in the water, the method applied is filtration. Okay, what is the method applied? The method applied is filtration. There is a filter paper used, or maybe a filter cloth can be used. And when this water, which is containing the lighter particles of the soil, is passed through that cloth or maybe the filter paper, what will happen? The lighter particles will be grabbed in that paper, filter paper. Okay, so this is how the different components of a mixture can be separated. Okay, and the method which we use, methods which we apply for separating the different components of a mixture, they are called as the physical means. What are they called? They are called as the physical means. So in the next class, we'll be discussing about the different physical means or the physical methods by which the different components of a mixture can be separated. All right. So that is all for today. Hope you have understood what are mixtures and what are the properties of a mixture. Okay. Now it's your question time. Tejas Pathak.
Good morning, ma'am.
You're not audible, Tejas.
Miss, I must say one doubt.
Yes, say.
Miss, if we will eat iron plates, Miss, our iron will also increase.
Please repeat again. Your voice is breaking.
Miss, if we will eat in iron plates, our iron will also increase.
If we eat, please be little slow.
Miss, if we will eat in iron plates,
then our iron will also increase.
I'm not getting you. I have just got if we eat in iron plate hour. After that, nothing I have got.
Miss, our iron will also increase.
No.
And miss, if there, miss, I can say in Hindi.
Yes, say.
मिस वहां पे अगर जंक लगा हो तो
Junk laga hoga, so then if it goes into your stomach, definitely there will be some irritation because our body is not designed in such a way that it can absorb the metals and the non-metals also. The stomach releases certain enzymes, and these enzymes will not be able to break, or it will not be able to digest these metals and non-metals that go into our body. Okay. To some extent, iron is absorbed in our body, in the bloodstream, to some extent. But if more of it goes into the stomach, and as you are saying that if we use an iron plate and the content get mixed with the iron that is present in the plate, definitely in the elemental form as it is going into our body, the amount will be too much. The amount of iron is required, but that amount in which it is required by our body is comparatively less. Okay. So when we eat in an iron plate, it is not necessary that we will get only the required amount. It can be more than that also. So definitely it will cause problem. And to your notice, let me bring to your notice that sometimes some people have deficiency of iron in their body. So the doctor prescribes medicine which contains iron capsules. Okay, so these iron capsules which we take, for some people it causes irritation in their body. Okay, because they're not able to absorb that iron. All right, so definitely there will be some difficulty if we take the iron as you are saying. This is why it is not suggested to use iron plates. All right.
Amen.
Then the next one, Anshika Rai. Unmute yourself, Anshika. Yes.
Yes, miss, nothing.
Nothing?
Yes, miss. Miss,
Anmol Pandey.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Miss, I have to ask that you have said to underline on the page number 30. Miss, I had not listened properly.
Please mark it. I have told you about the alloys which are given on that page. Alloys and the components which are mixed to make these alloys. First one was about the jewelry. Gold is alloyed with copper and silver. Pragyandeep, this is not your breakfast time. Then the second one was steel. Steel is an alloy of iron, carbon, and manganese. So you see here there are two metals and one non-metal. Carbon is the non-metal, and iron and manganese are the metals. So these are the few pure substances which are mixed together to make the alloy. And the third one was cement. Cement is made with mixing of calcium and aluminum together. Okay. Aradhya Singh.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, my question was that you told if we will heat the water, then means sugar particle will be left and other all particle will be evaporate. So the milk powders, how they are prepared?
See, milk powder is again made up of different substances together. Okay. Here we have taken two substances. One is sugar, one is water. Okay. So when that is heated, water will get evaporated and the sugar content will remain. The same way, if we add salt in water and we heat that water content, water will evaporate and salt will be left behind. All right. And the milk powder which you are talking about, if you have ever observed, the milk powder when we mix in a liquid for making tea, okay, it mixes for some time, but if you leave it as it is for some time, this powder particle will settle down at the bottom. All right. Anything else, Aradhya?
Yes, ma'am. There was one more thing I wanted to tell, that the boy asked you about the rust. If a nail also get in our feet, that means full leg we have to cut, because it is a very much harmful.
No,
Otherwise, it will damage.
we don't have to cut our legs for that. If any time by accident the iron nail goes into any part of the body, okay, like I got hurt few days back from the cycle stand. The cycle stand has a spring of this type, which is attaching the stand to the cycle, isn't it? So I was putting that stand, and by accident, this spring, it was into my feet. Okay, one end of it, it was completely into my feet. So for that, I did not cut my leg. Okay, it was medicine was applied over that, and then I have taken Tetwek injection. If at all the iron rusted particle goes into our body, it can be treated. All right, it can be treated. We don't have to cut our legs. Only in certain cases where there is severity. Okay, if we don't treat the wound on time, what will happen? It will become septic. Usme pus bhar jayega. Okay, and that will create problem. And mostly this is a problem for diabetic patients, those people who have the varied sugar level. It varies, it becomes high. For diabetic people, such things can be problem. But for others, it can be treated. We don't have to cut our legs. Okay, Aradhya? I hope it's very clear to you that if we get hurt, it can be treated. We have so many medicines which are made. Okay, it is just because of chemistry only. In everything, chemistry is applied. Okay, chemistry has improvised all the fields, and this is the reason we are able to treat the corona patients also nowadays, and they are getting cured because we have such medicines that treat diseases. Okay, then Pragyandeep.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, air also contains neon gas.
Air also contains
Neon gas.
The traces of different gases are present in the air. There is no fixed composition. Okay, different components can be present in the air. It can be anything. Okay, then Divyansh.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Ma'am, I want to ask that by Miss hydrogen and oxygen, we form some water. Then Miss, I want to ask that it is possible by human being, in reality, we can form our water, or Miss,
Yes,
it is possible.
yes, in the laboratories under certain conditions maintained, this experiment is done.
So Miss,
This
the
is
water
how-
will be pure.
This is how
So Miss, the
listen, this is how artificial water is made. But if you want to make
Okay.
it at home, it at home, it is not possible. From where you will bring hydrogen, oxygen you may get from the air, But
Yes, ma'am.
there from the air, you will get it in mixed form. How will you get only oxygen?
And Miss, I want to ask that we can drink that, Miss.
Yes,
Miss.
of course, we'll be able to drink that. If it is,
Okay, miss.
if it is containing all the components which are present in water, we can drink it. Well, distilled water we make here in the laboratory also. But distilled water we do not drink. We use it only for doing the experiments.
Okay, ma'am.
Yash Pratap.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes, please raise your hand again. By mistake, I have lowered your hand. Okay, after Shashwat Pandya, I'll ask the question to you.
Good morning,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes.
Good morning,
Yes,
ma'am.
Good morning, Shashwat. I'm able to hear you. Please speak. Can you hear me?
Miss, my question. Yes, miss, I am able to hear you. Miss, miss, my question is not from the chapter, but miss, my question is how from the soil, how automatically the
We get the different nutrients.
grasses grasses.
Grass is growing. How grass is growing automatically?
Yes, ma'am.
See, in the soil, there are different components. The minerals are present. क्योंकि soil जो है वो continuously weathering के through बनता रहता है. तो definitely the rocks which contain the minerals, those particles also come to the soil. And it's not कि हम पत्थर को एक जगह तोड़ते हैं और वहीं पे वो soil बनाता है. There are different factors to carry these soil particles. So these soil particles come from different places. And also water is one of the medium for carrying these soil particles from one place to another. So definitely, जहां से भी ये soil आ रहा है, it is carrying something useful in it. Also, whatever we eat or whatever things which we use in our houses, most of the things we dump in a place, so that gets mixed with the soil. Even the dead animals, the dead plants, they also, when they are decomposed, they get mixed into the soil. So usme bhi nutrients present hote hain. Okay, so everything gets mixed into the soil. It will remain in the soil, and whenever there is a plant to grow, a seed to grow, it will get all the nutrition. Usko apna khana उस soil से मिल जाएगा. It will get all the nutrition and it will grow. Is it clear?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Yash.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
This last class you have said you will explain sublimation.
Sublimation. I have told that when we will be discussing about the different methods of separation, then I'll be discussing about sublimation. Okay, here we have different methods like sieving, magnetic separation, sedimentation and decantation, filtration, evaporation, distillation, and then the last one is the sublimation. So you have to wait for a few more sessions. Okay. Yes, Siddhant Prakash.
Miss, the alloy can give the shape also.
Yes.
Miss, the alloy can give the shape also.
Yes, alloys, the stainless steel plates which we use at home, is it not in a shape? Sometimes designs are also made. It's not that when it is mixed with each other, it is forming the shape that time only. First of all, the components are fused together. Okay. A hard substance is formed on cooling it down, and thereafter this alloy is used for making different substances. Okay, and it's not that with the stainless steel or the steel which is made, we make only plates. There are different other utensils which are made. So it has different shapes. So shape is given later. Kshitij.
Good morning, Miss.
Good morning.
Miss, a mixture can be made by our own.
Please repeat.
Because Miss, the mixture can be made by our own. Because Miss, they are physically combining, not chemically. They are combining.
This can be made with our bone, you are asking.
No, Miss, own.
Yes, you can also make mixture. You can take, what to say, you are eating mixtures always.
Yes, Miss.
Dalmot, namkeen, that is a
Yes,
mixture. If you take the green grapes, you take the black grapes, you take different other fruits, cut it and put it together. That is a mixture.
Miss, in fruits also
Yes,
mixture
in
is
fruits
there.
also. The food which you take, that is also a mixture. We take rice, pulse, vegetables, pickles, curd, salad, all are mixed together and that goes into our stomach, isn't it, through mouth?
Okay,
So
Miss.
that is also a mixture. Okay? Yes, Lavanya.
Means the substance which we are made is that cells.
You're not clearly audible to me.
Means the substance which we all are made is that cells.
Is
Cells.
last word I'm not getting.
Means the substance which we
The substance with which we are made is
cells.
sand? No.
Cells.
It's not. Is
SCELLS.
I cells. Okay. Yes, the smallest unit with which we are made, like in chemistry you have learned the atoms are the smallest particle of an element. Our body is made up of the smallest unit called cells. These cells combine and we have presence of millions of cells in our body. Okay. First of all, tell me who is going to ask. Prakhar is going to ask or Pragya Rai is going to ask? Why is it always Pragya only asking question? Now it's time for Prakhar to ask the question. Okay.
Miss, I have to ask, in stainless steel plates, Miss, is iron available?
Repeat again. It is. Yes, iron is available in that. Yes, it's a mixture of iron. Okay. See, iron, carbon, and manganese. All these three substances are fused together, and then something stronger is made. Okay. Now the last question for the day. Who is it? Celestine. Yes, Celestine.
Ma'am, the lemon juice mixture, it will be called lemon salt water mixture or lemonade mixture.
Can be called anything. It can be called as lemonade also. It can be called as a lemon, salt, sugar mixture.
And one more question. Like Aranda said, if one nail is gone in our legs, we have to cut. We have not to cut because my thumb in that knife was gone. Then
It was treated. No, it was treated. You got Tetweg injection also?
No, injection was.
Injection was not given. If it is a deep cut, then definitely injection has to be taken. And the case is if something made up of iron, with that, if somebody gets hurt, then that is definitely, it has to be treated. Otherwise, in some cases, there is difficulty later. It becomes septic, उसमें पस भर जाता है, and then more of the things have to be done, and more of the medicines also it is to be taken. So this is why if the things are treated on time, it becomes easy to get well. Otherwise, it takes time. And for diabetic patients, it takes much more time. Okay. Ayushi Srivastav, it's always like this.
Miss, actually, my question was that the powder which we apply in our faces are also made by that process only, or any other chemicals combined to make it?
Yes, many chemicals are mixed together in the powder which we use to beautify us.
Yes.
The cosmetic items, there are so many different chemicals which are mixed together, and this is the reason it is always told not to use too much of cosmetic items.
So, ma'am, the powder which we apply in our face is not made by that evaporation method, right, ma'am?
It's not made by evaporation.
Thank you.
It is made up of different substances which are mixed together, but it is not made by evaporation. Okay, so with this, I end up today's session. Hope you have understood what are mixtures and the characteristics of mixtures. I know some hands are still raised, but I'm not able to give you time today already. It's 9:21 and you have to get ready for the next class also. I'll come to your questions definitely when we go on with the revision time. Okay, within a week, maybe I'll finish up with this chapter. And after that, we'll continue with the revision part. So at that time, whatever are your doubts, you can clear those doubts, because that time I won't explain too much. It will be your questions and I'll be clearing your doubts. Okay. With classes, I cannot give you an hour for all the doubt clearance, isn't it? It's not possible because the other class also is to be there. So please cooperate. God bless you all. Kindly check the PDF today. I'll upload it after the session. I'm going to upload the objective type of questions which are given on page number 36 and 37. Okay, 11 question answers are there. Kindly do this work because your copies will be collected again in the coming week. So kindly do complete this work. Pragya Mishra, good morning. Okay, so God bless you all. Be happy.